We're actually a nonprofit organization geared towards educating and empowering youth and young adults to become self-sufficient. Some of our programs include the Youth Entrepreneur Program, Art and Culture Program, as well as a Health and Wellness Program. Some of our events include the Youth Entrepreneur and Leadership Workshop, where we have significant individuals speak to the youth about empowerment as well as educating them. We also have the Healthy for the Holidays event, which is our Health and Wellness Program, where we provide free health screenings, including blood pressure checks, blood glucose, etc. And we also have the Stop the Violence event, where we have significant individuals speak to the youth about counteracting violence.
Start off by saying I ain't scared of none of y'all. Just to break the ice. I might be a little scared of y'all. So, as he stated, I do stand here half the man I once was. I did at one time weigh almost 500 pounds. Now I weigh 230 pounds. I still have goals to continue doing what I'm doing, but I spent most of my life as a heavy guy. And when you have a personality that shines, you tend to let everything else go past and beyond that. People will tell you, well, you dress nice, you're cool, you're never sloppy, stuff like that. But I needed to look past it and understand that my health was in jeopardy. And with my health being in jeopardy, I spent many years on medications, diabetic medications, high blood pressure. I even was on a medication for pain. And my breaking point for me started approximately 2 years ago when I was going to the doctor. And every time I went to the doctor, every time I expressed to him I had a pain or ailment or anything, his answer was, "You're too fat." I didn't really want to hear that from my doctor every time I went to visit him. And I also had a friend who always, and he said it in a joking way, he always, joked about it, but it's a mindset thing, and it's something that you truly have to decide that you want to do for yourself. You can't sit here and think that the choice is easy, because it's not. But the choice to want to live longer or have a more prosperous life or be better with your life will only come from you actually doing something about it. Until you decide to do anything about it, then nothing will happen. So maybe about 2 years ago, I started on a weight loss journey, and it wasn't until I discovered nutrition when things changed for me. Prior to that, I went to the gym for 2 years, working out hard. I lost maybe 20 pounds, but it doesn't work if you go to Po-Boys afterwards. It's not something that actually balances out. Again, I work a bad diet, so you have to remember that when you have the choice to do something different in your life, you're going to do it. You have to do it full fledged. You can't have to do something and think that you'll get the results that you want to have. Because in life, if we don't put in everything we want in our lives, if we don't put effort into it, then we can't truly have it. And it's not until you decide to have your mindset straight to whereas you want to be something better in your life, where you decide to do this. Many people ask why or how, what made you do this. As I was saying before, when I went to the doctor and he told me the next step was to be on insulin to shoot up for my diabetes, I had watched many of my family members throughout my life have to shoot up and do, I call it shooting up, but it's basically what it is. They had to inject insulin into their bodies. And it's not something that I ever wanted to do, as I've seen many of my grandma do it for years. My cousin, who wasn't a real obese guy, but he just wasn't eating right, and it doesn't, if you don't put the right nutrition into your body and do the things that, feed your body the correct things, then all that's going to happen is you're just tearing and breaking your body down. So I decided 2 years ago to make the change, and when I did, it's been a long journey for me, and I'm still not done. I still have some more weight that I want to lose, and I want to look a certain way, and I want to develop my body to be different. The most important part to this journey, it was the mindset of it. Until my mind got right and decided that I wanted to do this, it was no use in doing it. It was just going through the motions. A lot of people just go through the motions and pretend they want to do something. If you're not going to do it all the way, then you're just wasting your time. And I wasted a lot of time and a lot of years just doing whatever I wanted to do. I didn't really care. I had a couple of businesses. I was doing okay with them, and it was okay. So I didn't really care about my health, which was health is wealth. We don't think about how much more wealthier we can be if we're healthy, and not in a financial standpoint, but in just life, the value of life. So I stand here just to encourage each and every one of you to make the decision to do something better. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoy the holidays coming up, but Thanksgiving came around, and I enjoyed Thanksgiving, and I didn't have to cut back or do whatever, because if you think about it, Thanksgiving and Christmas are only 2 days, two eating days. If you're doing good 363 days of the year, you can stand to cut back, have those days to enjoy whatever festivities might be, but be mindful that the things that you choose to eat will put into your body. They're toxins and different things. Like these earlier about the organic food. It's really not organic. It's just people growing food freshly before they put all the chemicals and stuff on it. I mean, we ate organic. My grandma grew tomatoes in the backyard. That was organic, but it wasn't called organic. It was just tomatoes in the backyard. So, it's fresh. If we wanted to go get us some tomatoes out of the back, I didn't eat them, but they did. So, as I developed into a different person, I've developed into being able to grow a mature palate to eat things that are better for me. Discovering a lot of things like what Larry was talking about earlier today, as far as different herbs and spices. These are the things that I eat now. And I'm slowly phasing meat out of my diet, because if you think about all the animals, we weren't really designed to eat meat. I'm not telling nobody to be a vegetarian or a vegan or anything like that, but all the things that are now being put into the animals to make them grow. When we don't have enough fish, so we'll clone some fish. Let's think about it. We found a fish with 3 eyes, and then we stop eating fish. No, we still eat fish, but those are just different things you have to think about in your life and grow with the mindset to do something better that's going to be better in your life. So, that's really all I have to say. I wanted to know. I didn't come up here for a bunch of talking, numbers or statistics. I don't do that. I can tell you that 1 out of 4 kindergartners going to school obese, but that's not going to really matter because it's not really numbers that we look at. We don't really take a look at the fact that our kids are being fed the same things, and we're living day to day, taking them out for fast food instead of cooking at home. I fall victim of that sometimes myself. When my daughter wants something and we're out on the run, I have to try to get her something, but it's a bad feeling for me knowing that I won't eat the crap for the stuff and she will. But you have to let them learn. But if you teach them early, then they won't crave or desire those type of things in the first place. So, does anybody have any questions or any concerns or anything from me that's like that?
You said that you were on medication for your weight loss. Did the food have something to do with it that you eat now?
Did the food have something to do with it?
How you been able to get off the medication?
I'm currently off of, and that's a big note right there. I'm currently off of heavy medication. I don't take none of nothing. I'm going to break from all medication. The weight that I'm hearing calls me to have the medication. That it's a doctor's job to prescribe medication for us, but it shouldn't have to take for us to actually go to the doctor and tell us we got to stop eating this or cut back on this. Or if you lose 10 pounds, you don't have to take this medication. If you lose 20 pounds, your blood pressure will go down and you'll be okay. But we wait until the doctor actually tells us this is killing us. This is going to die. We're going to die from this. Doctors like Dr. Alfred, I mean, they do things to help us, and that's their job. But if you can help yourself, you're not going to try to eliminate his job. But what we are trying to do is build better bodies and be stronger, more physical. I mean, we're always going to need to be checking. So, yeah.
What, you say you slowly getting away from meat. What are the foods that consist of that you eat?
I eat a lot of grains. I eat a lot of rice. Well, not a lot of rice. Actually, when I became diabetic, I came away from a lot of white things, period. And I started eating the sweeteners. All things I'm now finding out I don't want to do that either because they mess with your system all also. The only meats that I try to ingest I've stopped eating red meat maybe about 7, 8 years ago. Once in a while, 4th of July, I get a little weak around the rib tips. It's just really if I know somebody that could really, throw down on the rib tips deal, then I might get a little weak. That's it. I ain't eating no pork chops, no ham, or nothing like that. So, I mean, basically, so you're asking me what meats or what things? Mushrooms, beans, ligaments, peas. I mean, things that, it's really not that hard once you think about it. Fruits, vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, and a lot of kale, my own kale chips.
Now, when you say grain, what does that consist of, grain?
Well, I eat, there's one superfood called quinoa, and it's like grits, basically. But it's actually wonderful tasting if you know how to season it. It's not a bad thing with it. It actually tastes like grits if you put salt and pepper. It's just a different color and it has the.
Now your rice, are you eating brown rice or?
When I eat rice, I do eat wild rice or brown rice. I'm not a very big fan of rice just because I cut it out maybe so many years ago. I just don't eat it. And it's not bad. What's bad about rice is what we do to it. The sugar, the butter, everything that we add to it, the salt. That's what's wrong. Rice is actually good. You look at the Asians, right? They eat rice every day, every meal. And they're perfectly fit, but they don't put everything that Americans might put in, to our food.
Right.
The butter, the sugar. I mean, you make a pot of rice and you throw a stick of butter in there, and then, a stick of butter is approximately 64 grams of fat. So, not saying that, you're going to ingest all the fat with your meal, but think about it, at least every teaspoon of butter is like 24 grams of fat.
Now, is that vital stuff that are you still just
Body by Body?
Yeah.
I promote a healthy lifestyle challenge, which is the Project 10 Challenge. And Project 10 Challenge is basically where we challenge adults to lose 10 pounds. It's a nutrition-based meal replacement. That's all it is. Because we don't get a lot of nutrition from food. We either cook it out, or it's processed, or it's just not good for us, the contents of it. So what Visalis has done is created a meal replacement that consists of vitamins, nutrients, minerals, protein, and fiber. Things that we need in order to lose weight. And our bodies are simple. Once you start giving them the right thing, it'll just go into its natural state. So where I started the challenge maybe a year ago, and I went on and started helping others, challenging others to lose weight with the program. And I've probably lost a good 1,500 pounds off my community and other communities of people who've lost weight with this program. And it's basically a nutrition-based program, shake, cookie, cereal. There are some new things coming out. Healthy snacks are already out. So that's all that is, just a nutrition-based meal replacement that we do. And it just helps because, most people get up in the morning, they don't eat anything, they just run out the door. We need something to jumpstart our bodies. And the shake is something that will give us that nutrition to start our bodies off. And I've experienced a lot of people that I've worked with in my time of doing this that have actually been removed from their medications from doing it. I was removed from all my medications prior to actually starting. Because I started it, I was already 180 pounds down. But once I started it, my body started to shift in a different way, whereas I was just losing weight before. Now I'm losing weight and gaining lean muscle. So I'm able to feel my body is building a different way because I'm getting the proper nutrition. Before I was just cutting back on everything. I mean, as losing 250 pounds, you can imagine I probably tried a little bit of everything. And I've done a little bit of everything to get to this point. I count, I weighed, I measured. I did the diets with meat, I did the diets, no carbs, I did all that. But that's not something that we really can stick to, that we want to continue to do forever. This is something simple. I have a shake in the morning. Actually, I had cereal this morning, and I'll have a shake for lunch and then for dinner. I have a shake for dinner. So it's just a meal replacement that really works wonders for me, gives me structure, and gives me the proper nutrition.